All right, BHCL, we're back for another playoff game day number 2 of the playoffs, game day number 20 overall, if you're keeping track of that.
Hmm.
I'm Alfresco. I'm joined beside me by Youppi to my right, and
Hello.
as well by Luke behind the camera.
Hello, hello.
And we're gonna quickly break this down, go into a little pregame analysis on the first game tonight, which is between the Sacramento Surge and the Ohio Otters. But first, before we jump into that, we asked you all as fans to fill out a bracket using the hashtag BHCL. We're going to look at one bracket in particular today, coming in from Lettuce Consumer. Do you want to take a analysis on this bracket and thoughts on how the fan really picked their teams?
Yeah, I'm looking at this bracket. It was made by Lettuce Consumer. I think this guy needs to consume some blocky hockey games. He has no idea what he is even talking about. He has the Earthquakes winning, which is fair. But he has the Surge beating the Otters. Obviously, this was before the first game blowout. This was posted, but even then, like, come on, let's use our common sense here. Then he has the Earthquake beating the Bagels, which I don't even think the Earthquake players believe that's going to happen. He has the Surge beating the Blizzard. I don't think the Surge players can believe that. And then he has the Earthquakes winning the cup over the Surge. Honestly, I agree with that finals matchup. If that happened, the Earthquake would win. But getting there is just ridiculous. I don't know what this guy was smoking when he made this, but
If I could jump in here right now, I will completely agree with you about I don't think that the Earthquake players believe they can beat the Bagels. There is no passion on that team anymore. Absolutely none whatsoever. They do not have it in them to log on to the game, much less beat the Bagels.
the Earthquakes?
The Earthquakes.
I really disagree with that. I think that they've actually been more dedicated than they were previous points of the season. Not including their team owner though. That their team owner is disappointing. TJF 101, a disgrace to the league when it comes to being an owner. He kind of just abandoned his team. He's not here today to support his team in a playoff game. Yeah, I just I'm sure that Alfresco might feel the same way on this. That when you own a team, you should be there to support them.
Absolutely. But thank you for that bracket submission from Lettuce Consumer. Definitely an odd bracket with some interesting takes as we went over. But we'll see if it pans out. We don't know if this bracket will break or not. It might be broken tonight.
Come on, dude. Come on.
It might be broken tonight in the first game, which we'll jump into now, which is the Sacramento Surge versus the Ohio Otters, starting at 7 p.m. The big thing, star goaltender Vasilevsky back in the lineup for the Surge.
Yeah, that's huge for them. Obviously, they had you in net last time, so the game was pretty much unwinnable.
Yeah.
But, jokes aside, it's true. Vasilevsky is the player that this team was built around. They need him to win. There's a reason that he had such a low pick in the draft because of how damn good he is. And playing without him against somebody that's as good as Robe, you're kind of, fighting a losing battle. And I just want to wonder, do you think that the Otters might come up with a different play style tonight? Maybe they adjusted based on you being in the net last time, had more volume on their shots?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely saw a volume of shots that were very low quality and not the highest, just trying to get the puck towards the net. We kind of saw it against the Otters. I think it was the Surge. It was a matchup in the regular season where APAT had to get into the net, and the Surge game plan was to just throw shots at the net and hope they go in on a worse goaltender. So tonight they're probably going to have to mix things up. They're probably going to have their A game in order to beat Vasilevsky in the net. But going off of that, the Surge are not going to have Radium 7. He's out last minute with an illness. You saw his internet lagging quite a bit in game 1. So there's going to have to be a replacement there for the Surge, unfortunately. And, the Otters might be missing APAT. We don't know yet. We'll see how these injuries and replacements are going to go. Obviously, both their teams not at full strength, as said. But
yeah, I would actually like to add really quick. I heard insider reports that Bagel Glaze was not responding to the Otters in team chats. He is not online currently, and their team plays in 10 minutes. So if Bagel Glaze doesn't get here, I'm really not sure what the Otters are gonna do without having their star goaltender.
yeah, and obviously their backup KP Football also not on as well. They might run into a goaltender situation where someone is going to have to hop in the net real quick. Doesn't seem like the players are quite ready for this one. It should be an interesting start to the game. Youppi, despite all these missing players and whatnot, who do you think's gonna win this game?
I mean, my brain tells me to pick the Otters, but I'm looking at Tab right now. I don't see Sam the Whale. I don't see Bagel. I don't see APAT. That's 3 of their 5 starters are not on the game right now. And obviously, the Surge haven't been super active this season, but at least they're here on time. Giving themselves time to warm up. I do see Bagel Lays has just logged on, so that should not be an issue. I'm sure Ben will be here as well. But I really do want to pick the upset here for the Surge and see a game 3. However, with the information I'm gaining now that they're all going to be here, I cannot pick against the Otters, and I think the Otters are going to close it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stay true to my alliance in the Sacramento Surge. I'm gonna pick them to win this one. I want to see a game go to 3 or to the end. We haven't had to use that necessary game 3 or quote unquote game 4 and 5 when we get to the finals and it becomes a best of 5 in 2 seasons in the BHL
Yeah.
before this. So I want to see an entertaining series where it's just not a sweep. I believe the Surge played pretty well at the beginning of the Otters game, game 1. Obviously,
Yeah,
it broke down
they
in the
didn't have
third period.
someone in net.
Yeah,
Then,
it broke down. Hey. It broke down in the third period. I feel like obviously not having Vasilevsky didn't help, but if he's there, I feel like that game's much closer than the scoreline shows.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, I don't want to hate on you too hard, but yeah, the Otters knew what they were playing against with having you in the goal. They knew they just had to put pucks on the net, and eventually they'd start falling. And against Vasilevsky, I don't think it's going to be the same case, but I do think that on paper the roster is just too much better. And if Big Willie is on his game, the very few shots that the Surge are going to be able to put on the goal, I'm not too sure if they're going to fall.
All right, one last question. Cameron and Luke, do you have an opinion on this game? Who do you got?
Oh yeah, Ohio Otters all day, any day. I'm gonna pick them over a lot of teams, and the Sacramento Surge is easily one of the teams I'm gonna pick them over any day of the week. I think Chokington has this aura and net that is actually really scary. Hopefully Robe can continue to play well against that. Obviously he played really well against you, dropping a ton of points, but Chokington's a whole different beast, so we'll see how it goes.
If anyone has any other comments about this first game, I think we're all good.
Yeah, I think we're all set.
Yeah, a bit of a quicker desk stream than usual, but that allows us to get a bit of a break. It's about 8 minutes till game time, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Lock in for this exciting game 2 of one of these quarterfinal matchups between the Ohio Otters and the Sacramento Surge. We will see you back in around 7. All right, BHCL. We're here in Sacramento for Game 2 between these two teams, Ohio Otters and the Sacramento Surge. About a minute away from puck drop. I'm Alfresco. I'm joined in the booth here by Youppi.
Hello, hello.
And behind the camera, as always, we got Luke.
I am always behind the camera.
Anyways, about to hop into this game. Key last minute injury for the Ohio Otters. At8 will not be in the lineup, which means we'll be seeing the BHCL debut of Doggin, a JBHL prospect. Youppi, what does that do to a team when you have to spot start a young prospect like that?
I mean, it's going to put a ton of pressure on whoever is playing with Doggin, right? You know, you have 3 players in the lineup that are experienced, and luckily for them, it is their 3 better players. All love to A-Pat, but, you know, he knows his role in the team and everybody else does. He is just kind of a support defensive player for Packers on the second line. But now if they keep their lines the same, Packers is going to have a lot more pressure on himself to make up for mistakes that his line mate's going to make. And it's going to be very difficult for him to generate many chances without giving up opportunities on the other end. And obviously, it could also cause them to split their lines, which would be an even bigger issue because they're not going to have any chemistry. And if you say put them with Robey or same with the Whale, they're not going to generate nearly as much. But it does look like they're going to put the first line back together of Robey and Ben. Packers will be playing with Doggin, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for them.
Looks like the Surge are countering with Goriest and Moya. Moya making her first appearance in these playoffs. After Radium 7 going down with an injury. Face-off taking place at center ice, and we're underway as Robey wins the face-off. Robey cutting to the middle, it's pinged away by Goriest. Sammy the Whale tries to center it, but it's hit away by Moya. Moya gets past Robey, but unable to get past Whale as he keeps it in the zone. Sammy the Whale trying to work it up. It's kept in by Robey. To the middle, a shot goes wide. Moya gets it past Robey, tries to get it to Goriest to the middle, but it's hit away by Whale. Vasilevsky coming way out of the crease to play it away. Robey takes it back into his own end. Dragging it to the middle. Got plenty of space now. Trying to work it past Goriest. He's able to momentarily, but Goriest able to recover on the back check. Behind the net. Both players going at it once again. Robey in front for Sammy the Whale. It's hit away by Moya. Moya trying to push the puck down the ice, but the Otters instantly take it away and move up. Goriest a nice pullback there, but it hands it off right to Robey. Robey trying to curve yet again, but he whiffs, and the puck heads into the corner. Robey to the middle. A shot! It goes wide. Moya 2-on-1 developing, but a good pinch from Robey. It's cleared out by Goriest. Sammy the Whale clears, trying to shoot it from long range, but not enough juice as the puck will enter the bench.
Yeah, very good first shift from the Otters there. They put a ton of pressure on. It looks like they're 3-manning. They're putting up Packers a little bit early. A-Pat has shown up, so they have their full team, but they're opting to keep Robey out for just a little bit longer. Probably going to try to score a goal off this faceoff.
Moya wins the faceoff and instantly clears it, though, thwarting the Otters' faceoff plans. Sacramento unable to change, and they hit it out of play, and that will allow them to line change. A-Pat8 now on the ice.
Yeah, full second lines out. A-Pat8 staring down Gasolines.
Yeah, so
dominance.
we won't be seeing a Doggin debut just yet, as R&B works past Packers. It's hit away by A-Pat. Hit away by Gasolines as he tries to work it up in neutral ice. Packers doing a good job of blocking it, but Gasolines eventually gets it past. Nice pullback from A-Pat. Packers now has A-Pat to the middle, but it's hit away by R&B. And R&B now providing pressure, but hit away by Packers. Gasolines a shot! It goes off the side of the net. Almost catching Bagel Glaze off guard as he was quite a bit out of position. A-Pat works it up the boards, but it's hit away by Gasolines. A-Pat pulls it back, gets past Gasolines momentarily, but he hits it into the benches, and that will result in an offensive zone draw. Face off here in the offensive zone. R&B trying to win it forward, but it's blocked by Apat. He crosses it instantly for Packers. A shot from deep. It's gloved down by Vasilevsky. He'll play it behind the net. Gasolines working against Packers, but Packers steals it from him. Packers now in the corner. Gonna try to go behind the net yet again, but Gasolines is right there. He gets it out of the zone. Gasolines working it up, but it's hit away by Apat. Puck in neutral ice yet again as Apat hits it back into his defensive zone. Packers trying to cross it for Apat, who's working past R&B. Apat, a shot saved by Vasilevsky. Huge save there as Robe passing it across for Apat. Shot gloved down by Vasilevsky. He will keep it.
Yeah, and if you're the Surge, you do not want to see a shift like that go by on your second line. You're kind of relying on trying to beat out the second line of the Otters. I feel like that's gonna have to be how they win this game. And that was just a brutal showing from R&B and Gasolines. Packers and Apat were all over them that whole shift.
Yeah, 2 shots from Apat there, but Vasilevsky standing tall in the net for the Surge as Robesh pulls it back for a shot from Sammy the Whale, but nowhere close. Roby to the middle for Sammy the Whale. Shot saved by Vasilevsky. Another huge save from the Surge goaltender. Sammy the Whale across for Robe. Robe works past Gorius. A shot. It's stopped by Vasilevsky. Moya may have gotten a piece of it as well as Gorius works up the other way. A shot gloved down by Bagel Glaze. Gorius takes it away from Robe. He works behind the net, trying to toss and turn, but Robe steals it and is able to clear the zone. Robe to the middle for Sammy the Whale. Passes it back for Robe. What a pass there from Whale, but Gorius reads it very well and is able to hit it away at the last moment. Gorius gets past Robe for the moment, but Robe back checks and hits it to the corner. Back and forth action on these first lines as Gorius hits it back. Moya takes over. Tries to pressure, but Robe curves it around, but Mia getting a stick on it and pushing it the other way.
Ooh, a rough hit there from Moya.
Big hit there from Moya. That'll be a penalty. Sammy the Whale crossing it for Robe, but that will result in a penalty.
Yeah, you really hate to see that. Your player that you kind of brought into the lineup to fill in a spot for a player that's out with injury, taking penalties like that is just, you hate to see it. It's kind of expected. Moya is very inexperienced at the highest level in the current BHL. She used to play at in BHL consistently in like older seasons, but not anymore. So it's unfortunate. They have a big penalty to kill here. I feel like the game is very heavily decided on if the outcome of this power play.
Face-off underway between Apat and Gasolines. They try the pullback play, but a good block from Gasolines. Packers to the middle for Apat. A shot is gloved down by Vasilevsky. He plays it. Apat takes over. Gasolines keeps it along the boards. Power play halfway over as the puck is stuck in the corner. Apat trying to dig it out. To the middle for Packers, who shoots off the post. Cleared to the corner by Vasilevsky. Packers to the middle again for Apat. He pings it. Tries to shoot it, but it goes well wide.
Vasilevsky slid out of the way there, too. He had a wide open net if he just held onto the puck for a little bit.
Gasolines hitting it up for Gorius. 10 seconds remaining. Top stack for the Surge, but the puck ends up out of play. They had a mismatch for a second.
That is so unfortunate. You wanted to keep Gorius out there against the second line for that last 10 seconds, but now you're going to have to play against Robe, who's going to make your job a lot harder if you're hoping to sneak one goal in the last few seconds.
Surprised they're not putting Sammy the Whale back on the ice, but
Apat needs his minutes.
That's fair. Robe to the middle, pulls it back. A shot! It's blocked by Gorius. Very easy, readable play as Gorius almost pings one towards the net. But that'll do it for our first period. 0-0, but 9-1 in the shot column for the Ohio Otters. Very good period for the Otters, but we will hand it over to Luke for your intermission.
So last time during the first intermission, we actually talked briefly about some drama between the Ohio Otters owner and the Sacramento Surge owner. Wally Bear, owner of the Sacramento Surge, going on to say that he don't mess with them. Exact quote about the foolish Ohio's Otter owner. But the media team here at the BHCL, we noticed something a little bit interesting. If you go back and you were to look at the streams while the games were being played, you might notice something a little bit odd. And that is the fact that Wally Bear was not wearing his jersey while watching the game. Of all the times to represent your game, your team, that would be the time to do it, while Foolish was. So maybe Foolish, in fact, does slightly mess with them. Alfresco, you want to know what's a little bit crazier than just that?
What's that?
That would be the final scoreline between the game.
Oof.
Making it a 7-2 lead for the Ohio Otters. So if any time you could possibly represent your team, I think Foolish picked the perfect time to do it. And maybe Wally made a good choice by not showing that he's a proud Sacramento Surge fan. But if we actually go to a live look right now, we do see that Wally is in fact representing his jersey today. They have one shot on goal, but he is going down with the ship if they lose. Besides that, we're going to bring it back to the actual stream and talk about the game. Youppi, what are your thoughts on how things are going so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's going kind of as expected. Vasilevsky showing up, bailing his team out. Obviously, it's great for the Surge that they don't have Alfresco still in the goal, because this game would probably be out of hand already. But it's more of the same of what we've seen from the Otters all season. Just absolute domination on the offensive and defensive side of the puck. A couple mistakes here and there, but they're easily recovered. And even if they do make it to the goal, Bagel Glaze is locked in and ready to make the saves to secure this win for their team. The only issue is that I would say is that some of the shots for the Otters have been pretty low quality. I think that the shot counter could be maybe a little misleading. They're just kind of chucking everything they have at the net. They're shooting like Al is still in the goal, and it's not the GOAT, the greatest goaltender of all time. But, Al Fresco, what are your thoughts? We got a little bit more time left.
Yeah, I agree. The Otters are definitely outplaying the Surge at this current moment, but it's kind of how the Surge are set up. They're set up to be outplayed offensively and be a defensive masterclass, let up 0 goals, and then squeak out 1 or 2 here and there and win games. That's really how they've won games all season. As we resume action here in the second period, first line's back on the ice. Robe a shot early off the faceoff. It's gloved down by Vasilevsky. He tries to play it, but he plays it just a bit too late, and it's out of play.
Yeah, and it's really more of the same. He gets a chance to shoot. He's just going to take it. Maybe their philosophy to beat Vasilevsky is that, the quantity over quality. Eventually, one of them is going to fall. But I don't know if that's going to work out in the long run.
Face off between Moya and Robe. Robe wins it, tries to pull it back, but hits to the corner. Robe to the middle, trying to pass it to Sammy the Whale, but is read well by the Surge. Robe trying to work it to the middle. Weird play there as both players kind of dead stopped. As Moya trying to work it past a shot. She scores! Moya puts it on the board. It's 1-0.
What an unexpected turn of events for the Surge to take the lead. Moya beats Sammy the Whale for that. I believe it was Sammy the Whale for that puck in the neutral zone. And then she attacks the puck. Bagel Glaze also came out to get it, and it just squeaks right under him. And it slides into the back of the net. And it's a 1-goal lead for the Sacramento Surge. And this is exactly what they needed if they wanted to win this game. They need these fluky goals to, sneak by the opposing goalie. And now they just need to hold on for dear life, as the Otters are going to put up probably at least another 10 to 15 shots this game. So Vasilevsky is going to have to dial in.
Going back to the stream, the replay shows it was actually Robe who coughed that puck up for Moya.
Oh, who's surprised? Who's surprised?
The nerves and the playoff choking coming in for Robe as he wins his faceoff. A shot ends up off the post, and it's cleared away. Wally Bear in the audience here on the server saying we like that to Moya's goal, as Robe trying to curve it in the middle of the ice. Appears he's a bit off his game as he does block this attempt from Gorius. Pulls it back. A shot saved by Vasilevsky. The rebound, it's gloved. He plays it anyway. Gorius taking over. Sammy the Whale pulling it back, but it's hit away by Gorius. Robe taking it back into his own end, but it's pinged away by Gorius. Gorius to the middle. A shot stopped by Bagel Glaze. A very easy save there as it was from the side. As Sammy the Whale hitting it up for Robe, but it's pinched away by Moya. Sammy the Whale crossing it for Robe. He has a step on Gorius, but Gorius able to recover. That defensive prowess showing there as he hits it to the boards. Robe to the middle. It's pinged away yet again by Gorius. You're going to see a lot of that coming up in these next 2 periods, especially if the Otters don't get on the board. Robe to the middle. It's getting pinged away by Goriest. Robe in the corner. And Goriest. Goriest steals it from him. But he's unable to clear for the moment. But he does get past Whale eventually. Goriest trying to work it up. But here's he jumped on the bench and lost his sprint as Sammy the Whale crossing it for Robe. A shot saved by Vasilevsky. He'll play it yet again. Hits it up for Gasolines. Packers steals it away. Pulls it back. Nice move from Packers. Packers to the middle. Trying to get a shot away, but it's hit away by the Surge. Ape had a follow-up chance, but it goes wide. Ape to the middle. It ends up in the net. An own goal from Gasolines. It's 1-1.
I don't know whether to show the graphic for the Otters or the Surge for that goal. That was pretty egregious.
Yeah, that was bad. And out of all the shots that Choking is going to land, it's going to be one from his own teammate. You absolutely hate to see that if you're a fan of the Surge. But, you know, if you're an Otters fan, you'll take what you can get. It looked like the Otters were getting super desperate to try to just get a goal back on the board to tie this game back up. They were forcing everything they had towards the goal, and nothing was falling. But, you know, I guess the Surge are proving that they might be better goal scorers this game.
Face-off underway as these teams are tied at 1 after, you could say, the least offensive players on both teams scoring goals. Mia and Apat as Gasoline's taking it behind the net. Trying to clear the zone. He is able to, but Packers is right there to meet him. He does ping it away from Gasoline's. A shot from Packers hits the post. Vasilevsky seems locked in. He's faced 16 shots, stopped all but 1 from his own team.
We gotta keep bringing that up, huh?
Yeah, of course.
He's not gonna live that down.
Absolutely not. Gasolines probably has more shots on his own net than he does
Jesus. It's just shameless. It's shameless.
Gasolines to the middle. It's hit away by Bagel Glaze. Packers pings it away as Apat moves up the ice. Puck fought for in neutral ice as both teams change possession. Packers trying to move up along the boards, but it's hit into the corner by Gasolines. Packers to the middle for Apat. A shot. It's blocked by R&B. The rebound. It's cleared away by Vasilevsky. Packers trying a sharp angle shot, but it's hit away by Gasolines. Both first line players changed on the ice. Goriest and Robe, as well as Mia and Sammy the Whale. Robe trying to work it up the boards. A shot from a sharp angle. It's stopped by Vasilevsky. Goriest able to clear the zone, but Sammy the Whale is there. Goriest works it past Sammy the Whale momentarily, but he's able to recover. Sammy to the middle. Eric pass there to Robe as Mia takes over. Trying to work it up as Mia, but stolen away by the Otters. Robe gets around Mia to the middle. It's hit away by Goriest. Robe pulling it back. Sammy the Whale attempted a shot, but Robe got the hit off before him. And the puck falls in the hands of the Surge. A big hit from Moya yet again.
Oh, again? Yeah, you hate to see that. I didn't really catch what happened, but I'm assuming it's more of the same from Moya. Just hitting, just non-stop hitting. And, you know, another tough penalty that you don't want to take, especially when you're tied near the end of a period. The Otters are going to go all in for this one, but luckily for the Surge, they have their #1 penalty killer, Goriest, energized and ready for this penalty kill.
It's a good thing Robe is back out on the ice, because after the hit, he looked a little shaken up for a second, taking a couple of steps back. Potential injury there, but thankfully looks like if he is feeling anything, he is powering through for this power play.
Goriest, one of the best penalty killers in the BHCL on the ice versus Robe and Sammy the Whale. Could argue this is one of the best power plays versus one of the best penalty kills. Robe trying to work it up, but it's hit away by Goriest. Robe across for Sammy the Whale. Shot off the post. It's cleared away by Vasilevsky. Robe to the middle, but it's hit away by Goriest. Taking it behind the net is Goriest. He's going to try to keep it there as Robe doing a good job. Looking for Sammy the Whale. He gets it out. Sammy takes it back. They're going to have to tag, and Mia hops out of the box. Interesting play there. Sammy the Whale trying to hit it to the middle. Oh my goodness, another own goal attempt. As Mia almost
Oh.
hits it into the net. A big hit there from Sammy the Whale, but that will do it as the period comes to a close, 1-0 or 1-1. Jeez, it is tied at 1.
Wow. I mean, a much better period from the Surge, despite the shots being 16-3. They did put 2 goals on the board. Unfortunately, one went into the wrong net. Shout out Gasolines. But no, jokes aside, they did look a lot better that period, and Gorius on that penalty kill was absolutely clutch. The poise on him when the pucks were being hit out from the net, he didn't panic. You know, there were a couple chances that maybe he could have hanged into his own goal if he was like one of his teammates, but he he took his time, made sure the puck stayed behind the net, didn't overpush, didn't really make any mistakes, and he made that look very, very easy. But for the viewers at home, I want to put it out there that it is not easy to kill penalties in this game, especially against players at the level of Robe and Same with Whale, who are known for being able to pass the puck among each other. You have any thoughts, Al?
Yeah, it's been more of the same. That own goal was so killer, man.
Oh god.
They'd be up 1-0 without that, and Vasilevsky has stopped everything the Otters have thrown at him. And to have like that happen, especially when you're down already 1-0, is such a mental like killer because you're up 1-0, you got a goal from somebody you don't expect, and you're feeling high because you feel like you have a chance to get back into the series and tie it up at 1, and then you hit it into your own net. There, Gasolines putting it in against Vasilevsky is just such a killer. They're gonna have to mentally recover from that and try to put another one home in this third period.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do think that the Surge have a very, very good chance to bring this game home, considering the Otters, they have a goal on the board, but I'm not sure if that goal was really enough for them to really get over the mental block that seems to be being caused by Vasilevsky being in the opposing goal. Considering none of them have actually scored a goal yet, I'm really curious if any of them are going to be able to figure out a way to power through that and put a puck in the back of the net. Obviously, Caster's curse. Now they're going to score immediately. However. Let's just, hope my analysis can not, ruin the Surge's chances.
Yeah, I mean, if the Surge are able to come back in this game and series, there's quite a bit of playoff non-performers over on the Ohio Otters in BHL history. Obviously the big one being Robe, usually doesn't show up when it comes to the playoffs. He scores a lot less. But you do have some other players there, like Sammy the Whale, who has not been a notable good performer. Technically, Bagel Glaze has been inconsistent at times during the playoffs, so playoff fraud allegations would definitely be out to wazoo if the Otters are unable to close this series against the Surge. But
oh yeah, no, his legacy is ruined, surely, right? I mean, any discussion of him being at the in the upper echelon is gone if he can't close this out.
But a face-off underway. In the third period, it starts as big whiff from both Mia and Sammy the Whale. Mia trying to work by a shot, gloved down by Bagel Glaze. A rough start to the period for Sammy the Whale. He's whiffed quite a few. Mia
struggling.
Also struggling as well. As Sammy the Whale curves it to the middle for Robe, but it's hit away by Gorius. Robe takes it back. Gorius one-on-one versus him, but Robe works it past. He pulls it back. I think he might have been offside there. He pulled the puck back while he was in the zone. Mia trying to cross it, but it's blocked by Robe. Robe to the middle. A shot. He scores! Robe puts one on the board. It's 2-1.
Yeah, and that is not good for the Surge. Expecting them to score 2 more goals this game to win is a very tall task at this point. But I think anything's possible in a playoff game, of course. But yeah, the momentum being completely shifted to the Otters' favor now is going to make this game very rough for the Surge.
An interesting corner move there from Robe, throwing it off the goaltender Vasilevsky and then cleaning up the garbage. Pretty getting in the trenches type goal. Obviously there, Moya guarding Robe instead of Gorius, which we've seen for most of this game, and he instantly took advantage of it and punished the Surge for that mistake. But the Surge got to find a way to put one in the net. Otherwise, their season is over as Robe gets a shot off the faceoff yet again. But it's stopped by Vasilevsky. Sammy the Whale trying to hit it up for Robe, but Mia is there. Moya double cover now, but she works past both. Sammy the Whale loses the puck. Mia shot saved by Bagel Glaze. The rebound comes out. Both Surge players go for the puck. A miscommunication there. Mia trying to work to the middle, but it's hit away. Robe trying to work it up the boards, but Gorist is right there. And he hits it to the corner. To the middle for Sammy the Whale! What a pass and what a goal! As the Otters go up 3-1.
Play. Yeah, an incredible play. Pass from the corner from Robe. Sammy the Whale with the finish in the slot. That's textbook right there. That's perfect Blockey. If I can't put it any better.
Yeah, huge.
And, you know, my intermission analysis of maybe they aren't gonna be able to score on Shogun because of the mental block. They immediately score 2. I mean, what can you do? Just I need to stop talking between periods. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, obviously there, a huge ping there from Sammy the Whale. He pretty much hitting that out of midair and into the net. Very like lightning quick, fast play that I don't think anybody can stop. Obviously, not even the greatest in Vasilevsky can stop that one. As Arden B wins the faceoff versus APAT. Sacramento now down 2. It looks less and less possible as their season is on the line. They technically have 3 minutes and some seconds to figure out a way to keep their season alive. Arden B tries to work past Packers, but is pinged away. Gasolines hits it into the zone, trying to hit it towards the middle, but Packers keeps it in the corner. Arden B keeps it in the zone, but Surge will be offside. They'll tag up. Gasolines crossing it for Arden B, but it's hit away by APAT. APAT trying to hit it up, but it ends up out of play.
Yeah, we've called to this before in the past, but if you think you know who's going to win the BHCL, we have a bracket challenge going on. Covered one of the brackets we had submitted earlier on during our desk. That was an interesting one. You could probably do a little bit better, so go ahead and tweet us at BHCL and give us your own bracket.
Arden B winning the faceoff yet again. He works down the ice, but both Otters players keep him to the boards. APAT trying to clear the zone. It's hit back by Arden B, and Gasolines is pinged away by Packers. Packers in alone. He scores. It's 4-1 as Packers puts an insurance marker and the cherry on top for the Otters.
Yeah, and, you know, 3-goal lead with less than 3 minutes left with how little offensive production this Surge team has had. I don't want to, you know, count them out, but I feel like these last 3 minutes might be a formality, Al.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
We've seen bigger comebacks, but
have we? In this time?
I mean, what? Grizzlies Blues? That was a pretty big comeback.
That was a whole third period though.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think it was this.
They were down. They were down 3 with 1:30 to go.
Okay.
That's yeah, like the only. It's very, very possible, but in playoffs, number 1, and number 2, it doesn't happen very, very often. So unlikely.
Yeah, they need to get a goal soon if they want to make this doable.
Gasoline's trying to hit it up for Arden B, but Packers keeps it in the corner. Otters just content with playing this one out, you know, getting a little bit of cardio in, while the Surge fighting for their season. As Packers to the middle, has APAT wide open, he scores! And now truly...
Is it truly a formality? Yeah.
Now it's just about over. That does mean that every player on the Ohio Otters starting lineup has scored. I know technically it happened last goal because APAT got credited for the own goal, but now they actually have all scored.
Yeah, this game got out of hand very quickly. I think the Surge just kind of lost hope, especially once they went down by 2. It seemed like all of the hope in their eyes kind of left, and they're just ready to move on to the offseason, get their golf game going. And, you know, look towards next season. I mean, obviously, you don't want them to do that at this point. You know, 4 goals in 4 minutes. I mean, 4 goals in 2 minutes isn't impossible, but let's be realistic.
Robe whiffing off the faceoff. Moya has a shot opportunity, but she just hits it right to the corner instead of shooting it on net. Samuel pulls it past. 2-on-1 emerging for the Otters, but Moya able to back check. Samuel in the corner. Wins it past Gorius. Goes for a pullback shot. Trying to put one on the highlight reel, but he hits the post.
That's the type of move you go for when it's 5-1.
Gorius, a nice pullback there, but not able to get a shot away as it's blocked by Robe. Moya hits it into the zone. Samuel pulls it back. And gets past Gorius for the moment, but Moya keeps it in the corner. But Moya now the other way has a break, but Samuel hits it away from behind, and Robe comes over to help out. Robe behind the net. Gets past Moya. Hits it a bit far. Expected Gorius to chase that one, but it's hit away by Moya. Moya now in alone. A shot saved by Bagel Glazed. He clears it to the corner. That was probably the last. Like, there is a hope opportunity. Now it's pretty much impossible.
They needed that one.
Sammy the Whale hits it up for Robe. To the middle for Sammy the Whale. The pass is a bit too far and hit away by Gorius. Gorius now the other way. Trying to get it past Robe, but he's unable to. Gorius pulls it back, though. Trying to get it to the middle. I think that was a pullback from Gorius as well, but it was hit away by the Otters. Doggin now on the ice. There is the BHCL debut from the young JBHL prospect. As Gorius pulls it back. Trying to get past Doggin, but he's unable to. Doggin now working it past Gasolines, but it's hit away. Vasilevsky hits it up to his teammate. Gasolines works it up the boards. Gasolines works it past Doggin, but Bagel Glaze comes over and plays the puck. Now, Gasolines takes it from the corner to the middle, but it's gloved down. Doggin not able to clear the zone as R&B tries a shot attempt from far. 6 seconds remaining. Packers hits it up for Doggin for one last chance from deep, but not enough juice. And that'll do it. The Ohio Otters have won their first quarterfinal matchup and series. They sweep the Sacramento Surge 2-0, and they win Game 2 5-1.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate to see the Surge go out this. They kind of lost all their fight in that third period, but you know, going into this series, we knew who the clear favorites were. It showed in the regular season, and it showed in both games. A combined score line of, I believe, 12-3 across both games. Just absolute domination from the Otters, and they're gonna be facing the Blue Ridge, the Blue Ridge Blizzard. I'm sorry, you know, I get my Blizzards mixed up a little bit. There are a lot of
there are a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them, but the Blue Ridge Blizzard will take on the Ohio Otters in the next round, and that is going to be an absolute battle of powerhouses, a battle of giants in this league. Two of the favorites to win the cup, and they're facing in the second round. Yeah. Do you guys have any thoughts on this game? I feel like we should give the Surge a little bit more time of day before we move on from them.
Yeah, I mean, it started with the draft. I'll let Luke go next, but Vasilevsky really drafted this team to be defensive, and that plan really backfired. It didn't really line up. Obviously, going with Gorius in the first round, you saw in this game a little bit. He can only do so much, and obviously, if you're that good of a goaltender, you should probably pick somebody who's going to score the rock instead of defend, because you can make the saves that your defense can bail you out from, type thing. Luke, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Chokington is such a great goalie, and you saw it in this game. Ohio was didn't have a clear lead until the third period, and that is purely because of Chokington. He drafted Gorius, who is a great player first overall, but there were so many other insanely good players still on the board that he could have taken with that position, and this is kind of where it led him. The entire season, the team was just kind of weird. They would have insanely dominant games defensively, and then they'd go into the next game and give up a ton of shots and just count on Chokington to try to bail them out. One of the games that I think back to is the Bagels game, where they ended up winning that one with, I believe, like 3 or 4 shots on goal. I know that it was a fairly muted game from the Surge, and it was really just Chokington that kept him in it, and a misplay by Panda Man in overtime, and that's not a recipe to win the entire league. That's just a recipe to be a mid-tier team that makes it to playoffs, which they did, and they put up a good fight in the first and second period in both games, even with Alfresco and net in game 1, and you come into game 2, you're seeing Chokington do what he does best, and then in the third period, it all falls apart. Moya playing probably the best for the Surge offensively in this game, had a few chances and got their only goal. She was a bench player coming into this, so kind of exciting to see that, but sadly her journey ends today.
I think
Yeah.
that'll do it for our post-game coverage of this series. We will not see you tomorrow night. These teams will have the game off. Obviously, the Surge have been eliminated, and the Otters will be moving on. So there will be no 7 p.m. game tomorrow, Game 3. That will be canceled. But we're gonna have to see if there is a Game 3 tomorrow for this other series. Coming up at around 7:45, we have the Paris Pigeons visiting the LA Earthquakes. We could be seeing 2 sweeps tonight, or we could be seeing a Game 3. Stay tuned to find out.
Wait, did somebody grab stats? Because somebody said it's a pregame, basically.
You weren't supposed to hear that last part.
And we're back. Welcome back to Game 2 of the series between the Los Angeles Earthquakes and Paris Pigeons. We are here in Los Angeles for Game 2. The Earthquakes initially winning Game 1 in Paris. It was a close one, a 1-0 game in overtime. Vaculate Beef getting the game winner in that matchup. I am Demoni, your play-by-play guy, joined by Al Fresco, the ref and color commentator for this game.
How we doing tonight, y'all? I was here for the first game, but interestingly, you mentioned Vaculate Beef scoring that overtime winner. He's not going to be here tonight. The Earthquake not having Vaculate Beef or their owner TJF 101, they're going to have to go deep into their bench. They're starting Ardex tonight as their fourth man. Ohio Otters, thoughts on starting somebody like that deep? We haven't seen Ardex since like the first games of BHCL.
Yeah, well, Oridex, he's been on some of my teams, obviously. Great dude. Great glue guy. Not necessarily someone you'd want in like a starting role, but obviously he's not in that, and he's serving his purpose as a sub, and he's one of the better subs in the league, honestly. He's developed into a solid role-playing defenseman, and I think, despite two of their players being unable to make, the Earthquakes should still have a chance in this game.
Yeah, and then obviously on the other side of things, the Paris Pigeons are missing ohLuvv, their team manager. He won't be here tonight, so we'll be seeing Marvin Harrison Jr. in place of ohLuvv, obviously losing their second line forward, I guess, or first line defenseman, whatever lines they decide to run. Should be a big hit for Paris as well, but we still will see Pludz and Nixies in the net. Both goaltenders going head-to-head. Which one do you think takes the king tonight? Obviously, Pludz outplaying Nixies in Game 1, but unable to secure the W.
Ooh, I mean, Pludz, obviously, I think he was on Wednesday. He's been a little inconsistent this season, but he's arguably been the best goalie in the league. I'm taking Pludz, but roster-wise, I'm taking the Earthquakes, and that's kind of how it was in the previous game, in Game 1. The Earthquakes just had better finishing than the Pigeons. Pigeons hitting a lot of posts in Game 1. We saw at least 4, I think, in the third period alone. So, definitely interesting. Al, how do you think the Pigeons are going to be able to finish without ohLuvv on that second line? Because obviously he was taking a lot of the chances.
Yeah, I've heard that their lines are going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. and R-Dog on the first line with Tiger Lover and Transports on the second line. I honestly think they're just going to try to first line diff the Earthquakes. I don't think the second line has very much scoring power. Obviously, Tiger Lover and Transports both being defensemen. So you're just going to see like a clamp on the second line, and then on the first line, R-Doggy and Marvin Harrison Jr., both offensive players, are going to try to put one in the net and then just rely on Pludz to bail them out. I'm going to take the Pigeons in this game. I think the Pigeons are going to win 2-1. It's going to be a low-scoring game. And I believe that we will finally see a 3-game series. I hope to God that we're back here tomorrow night. Money, what are your thoughts? Who are you taking in this game?
Ooh, I'd love a 3-game series, but I can't see the Earthquakes dropping this one. I think Ghostyferret is going to come up big tonight. Obviously, the Earthquakes had their fair share of bricks in Game 1, so who's to say they won't? Who's to say the shots won't start falling? So yeah, I will have the Earthquakes taking this one. I'm gonna go 3-1. Oh, hey, Youppi.
Hey.
Anyways,
you get there?
we'll be wrapping this one up.
Snuck out here.
We'll send it up to the booth where me and Al Fresco will meet you shortly. The game is about to start, so we will be.
You guys got a long way to walk. You guys.
Yeah, guys. Long way to walk.
Walk is crazy. You gotta run.
Yeah, we gotta get up to the booth in 22 seconds.
Don't worry, I run a faster 40 than Anthony
I'm curious,
Davis.
Youppi and Luke, what are your picks for this game?
I think
We'll
that
start
the
with-
Earthquakes are
yeah.
going to win.
I also think the Earthquake are gonna win. I believe Ghostyferret is scoring 5.
I don't know about
5.
that,
5.
but I think that Ghostyferret is going to play fairly well. I think that he's activated.
He's locked in.
He's just activated.
15 seconds to go until puck drop. It's still hard to say who's the favorite in this series, with last game ending so closely. We'll see who takes it in game 2. Underway now, face-off for the first period. ohLuvv playing forward for Ghostyferret. Taking it himself, trying to get around ohLuvv. He will be unable to. Ghostyferret collects that puck. Marvin Harrison Jr. holding the blue line. Almost let him get a breakaway. Now ohLuvv the other way. Gets an early shot, but Nixie's able to make the kick save. Ghostyferret forces it out to neutral ice, trying to scoop it on the boards. ohLuvv able to eliminate that opportunity. ohLuvv now trapped in the corner by Ghostyferret, looking to get it out. Ferret freeing it to the other side of his own net. Looking for the middle. ohLuvv trying to take the handoff. He won't be able to. Ghostyferret still with possession. Ferret now trying to get a shot off the boards, but ohLuvv denying that chance. ohLuvv is in the corner with it now. ohLuvv trying to get past him. He'll breeze by him on the near boards. Kind of struggling to push it up the ice here as Ghostyferret's able to pin him to the boards. Gains possession behind his own net. ohLuvv chases. It's loose in neutral ice. ohLuvv able to ping it back for Marvin Harrison Jr. Here's ohLuvv pulling it back. ohLuvv on the boards. Gets the shot away. Saved by Nixie's. Or sorry, Plud's. Getting the jerseys confused from last time. ohLuvv breaking out of his own zone. Ghostyferret sends it right back in. Transport's on the ice now for the Pigeons as Ghostyferret's blast is shouldered away by Plud's. Transports collects that rebound. Konechny maintaining possession off the clear from Transports. Transport's still with it. Konechny offside. He'll have to tag up. 2 minutes off the clock here. Still scoreless. Here's ohLuvv on quick TFA, able to clear. Transport's looking to get past Konechny. He won't. Konechny in the corner. Defending against Transports. Transports gets a clean break from behind the net, but his shot is wide. Quick TFA in the corner now. Gets it behind the net. Quake pretty good possession-wise behind the net. Has some trouble getting past Transports, but he gets free. 2-on-1. Quake is sent behind his own net by Transports. Great poke check there. Quake TFA. Behind the Pigeons net now. Working ohLuvv. Trying to get it free. ohLuvv wrestling it away from the corner. Here's Konechny. Deep into the zone. Konechny away from the boards. Pulls it back and shoots. Doesn't make it to the net. Plud's able to paddle that one away. Quake TFA with Ghostyferret on his wing. ohLuvv steals. ohLuvv from the boards. Just wide. Ghostyferret collects the rebound. Goes in front of his own net. Takes ohLuvv by surprise. Ghostyferret dumping it in. ohLuvv will chase. ohLuvv can't clear the zone. ohLuvv regaining possession. ohLuvv out for Ghostyferret. Marvin Harrison Jr. watching the pass. Able to swat that one away. Ghostyferret still with possession for the Earthquakes. 1:15 left in this first period. ohLuvv tries to go up the boards. Ghostyferret handling it well. Behind his own net. ohLuvv overcommits a little, but able to catch up as Ghostyferret tried to go up the near boards. ohLuvv loses it. Almost a 2-on-1 for the Earthquakes, but Marvin Harrison Jr. swatting it away. ohLuvv up the boards. Gets past Ghostyferret. Konechny on the ice now. Defending against ohLuvv successfully. Konechny tries to P3 one up for Ghostyferret. Realizes he doesn't have room. ohLuvv takes it from him. But Ghostyferret and Konechny both catching up on the back check. ohLuvv trying to get it in the slot, but Ghostyferret from behind able to control that puck. Transports now up the ice. No stoppages in this first period yet. Transport's up for ohLuvv. Ghostyferret steals. Transport's able to read it well. Ghostyferret walking the line. Transport's defending against him. He'll try to center it for ohLuvv, but no time. And Konechny will kill this puck behind his own net. Fast-paced hockey in this first period. No stoppages. But we see a scoreless period like we did in Game 1. Alfresco, any thoughts?
Yeah, not much going on that first period. Just a little back and forth action, but not really a lot of volume shots. I feel like the Earthquakes did have the better period though. Got a couple shots away on Ploods that he was able to steer away, but I think that was more on the first line. Ghostyferret obviously still having a great game as predicted by the ball knowers on the desk. So that showing out, but the rest, it's just a lot of meh. It's a lot of meh, just like for playoff hockey, it's as expected. You're not trying to make that huge mistake that will cost your team the series. So both goaltenders looking sharp, although Nixies has really yet to be tested. Ploods looks like he's on his A game, so we'll see if he's able to carry this team into another overtime matchup, because it doesn't look like the Pigeons are scoring anytime soon.
All right. We'll send it to our cameraman, Luke. Any thoughts on this game? You
Yeah,
have the floor.
not a whole lot more than what Alfresco has already said. Kind of just a quiet, muted game, very similar to Game 1. Ghostyferret and ohLuvv, obviously the shining spots for both of their teams respectively, and Ploods hasn't been tested that much this early on, only 3 shots against him, but those 3 saves has been pretty decent. Not every goalie's gonna make those saves, most would, but yeah, it's just really interesting to kind of see these two teams so evenly stacked, all things considering, so well matched up against each other. We saw it Game 1 going into overtime 0-0, and with the way this game is going, that might happen again. Demoni, do you think that there's any upsets or any surprises that are going to come? Any players that might just start popping off in a second in this game?
Well, I mean, Konechny and Quake have been silent all game. I feel like they should be diffing the second line. My attention's definitely not there. I think Ghostyferret's due for a goal. Him and ohLuvv have both been themselves tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see the outcome of this game. I think it's going to come down to how this first line performs and how the 2 subs are able to go against each other in this matchup.
I'm gonna take Marvin Harrison Jr. to break out. He's been pretty good all season. He's been kind of riding the bench here and there, filling in as needed. But as we saw in Game 1 of the series, it was decided by Vaculate Beef, who again came off the bench. So I think it's more of the same for the Pigeons here. Their 5th man coming off the bench and performing.
I mean, Vaculate Beef was the starter for that game. TJF was on the bench. Was a decision by Ghostyferret, I believe. But face-off underway, Ghostyferret taking it up the near boards. Marvin Harrison Jr. up for ohLuvv. He breaks through, but unable to get anything shot-wise as ohLuvv defends it well. ohLuvv trying to work it around. Pulls it through. Ghostyferret gets the shot away. I believe Ferret may have shot that himself. But it goes wide. Ferret up the ice. Trying to scoop it, but Marvin Harrison Jr. getting the ping off in the nick of time. Here's ohLuvv. Defending ohLuvv in the corner. Ghostyferret has to come in and help. Ferret surveying his options. Taking a little too much time, and ohLuvv is able to successfully pressure that puck. ohLuvv drives Ferret up the boards. MHJ, wrong pinch. Ghostyferret tries to work it to the middle for ohLuvv, but nobody's home as the Paris Pigeons were able to block that pass. ohLuvv up the boards past ohLuvv. ohLuvv pulling it back, looking for the shot. It's well wide. Ghostyferret chasing the rebound. He'll retrieve it. Good pullback on ohLuvv. Ghostyferret hits it up the near boards, elects to ditch the puck after hitting it too far. Konechny on the ice now for the Earthquakes. He'll take it. Ghostyferret gets a change for Quake TFA. Pass for Quake TFA by Konechny. Quake takes the shot. Saved by Ploods. Transports collects the rebound. Behind his own net now. Transport's working it past Quake. Transport's taking it up himself, but it's left for Konechny after Quake defended it successfully. Quake behind the Pigeons' net, working it out to the middle. Nobody there as TigerLuvv is able to clear. Konechny retrieves that clearing attempt. Transport's taking it from Quake after the pass from Konechny failed. Quake TFA almost own goaling off the outside of the post. We saw that in the Surge Otters game with Gasolines in a similar position after Transport's, or as Transport's almost gets a shot, has another opportunity, but he whiffs on the curve. Trying to do a little too much there, maybe. Quake TFA over for Konechny. Konechny has it pulled back by Transport's. Transport's to the far side. Can't get around Quake. Quake has it now. Over to the far side for Konechny. He has room. He scores! Konechny! 1-0 Earthquakes.
Yeah, what a goal from Konechny. Talked about by his team manager, Ghostyferret, that unable to get anything going on the second line in game one. Well, here you go. You have a goal from the second line. A nice play from Quake TFA in the neutral zone. Catches the Pigeons sleeping. None of them covering Konechny as he's able to pass it over. And Konechny with an easy goal. Gets it past Floods there. Puts it in the corner of the net. When you give a player like that much time to shoot the puck, it's usually going to end in the back of the net.
Well, I mean, a player like that, Konechny, not really known for being the greatest finisher, but he does his job there. And he's definitely improved that P3. Here's the face-off. That was our first stoppage of the game, more than halfway through. So it's nice to have some breathing room. It's taken away by TigerLuvv. Quake regains possession. Good job not letting TigerLuvv get a shot there. TigerLuvv 2-on-1 for the Pigeons developing. Getting it past Konechny, but Quake TFA on the back check, able to bring it behind his own net. Quake TFA has it stripped of the puck by TigerLuvv. Ghostyferret now, working it behind his own net, gets away from TigerLuvv. Has ohLuvv on his wing. Ghostyferret the pass. ohLuvv whiffs on the shot. TigerLuvv takes it away before accidentally hopping on the bench. Ghostyferret with possession still. Takes it to the far boards. Ghostyferret breaking in, hits the post. I believe ohLuvv got his stick on that, and he prevented the shot from Ghostyferret. ohLuvv has it stolen by Ferret. Ferret for ohLuvv. He'll go back. ohLuvv in the way of that pass. Gets around ohLuvv. ohLuvv the pullback. Looking for Marvin Harrison Jr. The shot. Saved by Nixes. What a glove. He'll drop it for Ghostyferret.
Huge save there from Nixes.
Incredible glove save. Here's Ghostyferret working it past Marvin Harrison Jr. And no, not the NFL wide receiver prospect, the blocky hockey player, Marvin Harrison Jr. Here's Ghostyferret driving the middle. MHJ taking that room away. Ghostyferret now working it to the corner. He's been very dominant this second period, shutting down ohLuvv. Here's Konechny with another blast. Tries to go far side again. Flood's able to shoulder it away this time. Here's Konechny, almost gives it up for ohLuvv, maintaining possession. Can't get past MHJ. Here's Ghostyferret, up for Konechny, the blast! Saved by Ploods. Ploods to the boards. Konechny collects it, pulls back on ohLuvv, he shoots and scores! Konechny, what a goal! And it's 2-0 Earthquakes. Konechny with both in this contest.
Absolutely clinical there. Pigeons trying to go for a line change with like 10 seconds left in the period. I don't know what they're doing over there on the bench without ohLuvv, but clearly it's not working from a managerial side. Trying to get transports on the ice with 10 seconds left. And ohLuvv trying to carry the puck out of the zone. Konechny gets a stick on it, is able to pull it back and walk in untouched on Ploods. Ploods kind of a little out of position, but nothing you can do there. Another free breakaway for Konechny. It's 2-0.
Speaking of Ploods, he left the game. Ploods has rage quit.
They don't have a goalie right now. With 3 seconds left.
Pigeons are left without a goalie.
It looks like to me he might be
Ploods is
beating
back
himself
on.
up.
Oh, he's back.
At the
He's
very
returned.
for that goal, not sure if it affected the goal or not, but he stood up as Konechny made that shot. There's a possibility that he was in position and just stood up instead of blocking the shot. Might be a little bit shaken up and upset with himself for that. But we are heading between the benches now, so Alfresco, take it away.
Yeah, dominant period for the Earthquakes. They finally showed that they have life on the second line. Konechny getting both goals in the period. I know at the end of the period it was a top stack between Konechny and Ghostyferret, but the second line technically getting 2 goals here. That's what they need. They need that second line to come through against this Pigeons second line that is definitely weak on paper. It looked like for a second that the Pigeons had a better second line shift with transports creating chaos in the offensive zone early in the second period, but then they instantly had a failure in the defensive zone where both players were covering the same person and left Konechny wide open, which resulted in a goal. And again, at the end of the period, another team management issue, trying to line change with 10 seconds left, costing the team yet again. Another free goal given up. Obviously, Plud's, as we mentioned, standing up on that one, but I don't think he was anywhere close to being in position from my angle. Demoney, any other thoughts on this period?
I mean, Konechny's come alive. He's back. He's definitely beating the washed allegations in this game, at least. And bangs home 2 great goals. The first obviously being a snipe far side, and the second he just pulls it through one of the league's top players, ohLuvv, who admittedly has not looked as impressive this game, but still, if you're able to do that to ohLuvv, it's a special talent to have, and Konechny buries both of his shots.
Yeah, and I want to point out that huge glove save from Nixies that ohLuvv passed to Marvin Harrison Jr. That puck was heading into the net, if not for the glove of Nixies. I feel like if they score that, this is a totally different period and game.
Yeah, I agree. That goal could have given them the momentum for Paris to get at least more than 1 shot on the board. Obviously, Paris had some struggles with at least getting the puck on the net in the regular season, but we're really seeing it tonight.
They just got to find a way to put more shots on the net. You saw last game a lot. They had a lot more opportunities than they had this game. But again, they just missed the net with most of them. ohLuvv was firing, seemed like from everywhere, and he just wasn't hitting the net or not getting a good shot away.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Quake do more, obviously. He hasn't been incredible this game, but he's done his job well. And I'd obviously like to see Ghostyferret score for the Earthquakes. Here's Ghostyferret. As I mentioned that, it's right into Plud's. Marvin Harrison Jr. up for ohLuvv. The game's not over yet. The Paris Pigeons will try to bring this one back as there's a big hit by ohLuvv. No call on the play. He'll get it past Ghostyferret. ohLuvv curving around the net, looking for the short side. Nixies stones him at the doorstep. Here's Ghostyferret for ohLuvv. His shot off the post, and Plud's got a stick on that. Great save by Plud's. Good job rebounding from that horrific goal he let in the second period, and it's over for Marvin Harrison Jr., but it's too far, and Ghostyferret takes that loose puck. Here's ohLuvv. Working it out of the corner. Ghostyferret trapping him. Ghostyferret unable to hold ohLuvv. He finally gets a hit off at the last minute. ohLuvv loses the puck behind the net. Ghostyferret getting it out on the near boards. Can't get it past ohLuvv. Ferret working it around the net. Over for ohLuvv. ohLuvv looking to go the other way. ohLuvv is there. Ghostyferret steals from him. ohLuvv can't get it past ohLuvv. Transports now with the puck in his own end. Transports. Can't get the pass off. Goes backwards for Tiger Lover. Tiger Lover the other way. Transports pulling it back. Trying to get past Ghostyferret. He will, but it's into the corner. Ghostyferret Bad change there as Transport's free in front of the net. Unable to get a shot away. As Nixie's, I believe, cleared that one. It might have been Quake. Did you see what happened there, Al?
Yeah, Nixie's getting a stick on that. Man, Transports was looking at a wide open net with that double pullback there. Just unable to get to the puck in time. And Nixie's was well out of position, probably reaching to the end of the hitbox to get that one.
Nixie's has great reflexes, especially in this series. Incredible job by him as Konechny gets a shot away on Pludz, his 4th of the game. Pludz saving it. Here's Transports along the boards. Battled by Konechny. Gets past him. Quake TFA able to defend. He has a breakaway now. Quake TFA hits it too far, and Pludz comes out to make the save. Quake with it again. Breezes past the defenders, and Pludz with an incredible save, shutting the door on Quake. Transports goes the other way with it. Konechny defends it well. Konechny looking for another shot. Tiger Lover, good back check to deny the chance from Konechny. Transports getting it past Quake, but Konechny recovers the puck. In the corner now. Transports trying to wrestle it free. He will, but it's hit away by Konechny. Tiger Lover with possession. In center ice. Konechny steals. Konechny with room. He scores. Konechny has the hat trick. And the LA Earthquakes have taken a hold of this game.
Again, I think it was another bad line change from the Paris Pigeons, costing that goal. Konechny breaking in all alone. It's the 3rd time he's been left unattended, and he keeps punishing the Paris Pigeons for leaving him alone. Obviously, he burned Transports there, but really a pathetic showing from the Paris Pigeons. It's pretty much Pludz versus the LA Earthquakes at this point.
Yeah, would I be wrong to call it over at this point? It's
I mean,
nothing with 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this game looks over. The Paris has one shot on net, and it was that great shot from Marvin Harrison Jr., and it feels like the life was sucked out of them after Nixie's made that huge save.
He's connecting, looking for another one. Marvin Harrison Jr. unable to defend, but Pludz receives the puck. Marvin Harrison Jr. crit chaining his way down the ice. Oridex able to defend. Marvin Harrison Jr. receiving the puck. Ghostyferret steals from him. Up for Oridex. Oridex's shot, a log bomb into the pads of Pludz. Ardoggy steals the puck now. Oridex out to the middle, nobody there. Marvin Harrison Jr. whiffs on it, but he's able to get the clear. MHJ tries to go cross ice. Oridex defending against that. That was a big whiff. And we'll see a penalty on, I believe, Marvin Harrison Jr. Al Fresco, any insight on why you called that?
Yeah, you just whacked him in the back when he was going the other way. Pretty easy call there.
Yeah. Can't really do that. And it's definitely a dire penalty to take. It's definitely a bit of a dagger in the hearts of Paris Pigeons fans. Here's Quake TFA, his shot into the chest of Ardoggy. Konechny steals. Past Ardoggy. Konechny's shot. What a save by Pludz.
Set it in.
Incredible glove.
Almost 4.
Yeah, denies Konechny's silver sombrero. Here's Quake TFA. He'll have a try. Denied by Ardoggy on the back check. Quake looking to get one to the middle. Ardoggy defending against him well. Ardoggy kind of coming alive defensively at the wrong time. Not that he's been bad, but, you know, you would have liked to see more from him. The Paris Pigeons superstar. The 3rd overall pick. Not making it past the first round. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
15 seconds left. Time winds down. The LA Earthquakes are going to upset the Paris Pigeons. In 2 games, mind you. Obviously, players standing still. GG's being put in the chat. And the Earthquakes have taken this game in a 2-game sweep. And they will move on to face the Bagels in the 2nd round of the semifinals. Round 1 of BHCL playoffs has concluded.
The sweeps continue.
Still no 3-game series, man. We are all sad for content.
You could put the blame on ohLuvv not being able to show for this game, as he unfortunately did have other obligations to attend to.
I don't.
I heard his
only-
girlfriend FaceTimed him, so
Pluds is the only member of the
He-
Paris
he has
Pigeons to
work.
line up for the
He has,
handshake line.
I'm kidding, but
That's not
I mean,
Obviously.
ohLuvv or no ohLuvv, they still get dunked on this game. That was a very pathetic showing all around from the Paris Pigeons.
One shot
and
on goal.
It's
Yeah,
very.
one-
These playoffs are really reflecting how much teams really put into their teams, or put into the game during the season. Obviously Paris didn't really put too much into the game. Obviously Pluds has been on the game a lot, and that's pretty much it. And that's why he's been the best player on the ice for Paris, because he's actually put in the hours and time to commit to getting better at the game, while the rest of the players not really. I've not seen many of the players on other than ohLuvv. And again, it's the same with the Surge. You don't really see much of the Surge players on, and look what happened to them. They got swept in 2 games. The best teams in this league are going to put time and commitment into this game, and that shows.
all right. Well, I believe we will wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. I've been Demoni, your caster. Alfresco was casting earlier. He also did the color commentating and reffing for both games. Thank you, Youppi, for also being in the booth. Luke for being the cameraman. Youppi directing as well. That'll be it from us. We'll see you on Wednesday for round 2. No games tomorrow. And we'll bid you farewell. Good night, BHCL.